Hey guys, welcome back. Today is day 4, the 4th Bible reading we're going to be doing, and I'm still using the same Bible, and I always will, but I'll tell you every time. It's the New Revised Standard Version, Red Letter by Cokesbury. Probably gonna have that memorized soon by every day I say it to you guys, just so you know. And today we're going, I started chronologically through this, and I don't want people to come at me and be like, well, it's not how you read the Bible. You don't have to. I've read other things in the Bible through church and sermons and such, but this is just kind of how I want to introduce myself back into things. So I'm just starting from the beginning and going through it. I mean, there's a lot to cover here, but that's why I'm doing it daily, because why not? And talking to God and being in God's work daily is a great way to connect with God and understand more. So today we're in Genesis chapter 4, verses 1 through 16. It starts on page 3 for me and ends on page 4, the top of page 4. This story is called Cain Murders Abel. So let's start reading. Now the man knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have produced a man with the help of the Lord. Next she bore his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain a tiller of the ground. In the course of time, Cain brought to the Lord an offering of the fruit of the ground, and Abel, for his part, brought of the firstlings of his flock, their fat portions. And the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering, but for Cain and his offering he had no regard. So Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. The Lord said to Cain, Why are you angry, and why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is lurking at the door. Its desire is for you, and you must master it. Cain said to his brother Abel, Let us go out to the field. And when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, Where is your brother Abel? He said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And the Lord said, What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground, and now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it will no longer yield to you its strength. You will be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth. Cain said to the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Today you have driven me away from the soil, and I shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and anyone who meets me may kill me. Then the Lord said to him, Not so. Whoever kills Cain will suffer a sevenfold vengeance. And the Lord put a mark on Cain, so that no one who came upon him would kill him. Then Cain went away from the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. So this was a much shorter story, but it's about the two brothers, Cain and Abel. And Cain was the oldest, and Abel was the youngest. So you have an older brother and a younger brother, two brothers. And Cain was in charge of the land, tilling the land, and keeping up with its production. And then Abel was in charge of the sheep and the keeper of the sheep and all that goes with that. Feeding them, killing them when needing to be, all of that stuff. And Cain, when he gave his part of his product to the Lord, said basically that this isn't good enough, kind of, and liked Abel's better. So Cain was basically looked down upon already, which I'm not sure why, but was. And then Abel, his sheep, was looked greater upon by the Lord. So Cain became jealous of Abel, because Cain was trying and working hard, and so was Abel, but Abel was getting more, getting more thanks from God, instead of Cain. And Cain was basically getting nothing. So Cain became jealous, and he decided to kill Abel. And then Cain, basically lied to the Lord and said he does not know where his brother is when God asked him where his brother was. And he says, I do not know. And God knew that that Abel's blood was gone into the earth, and he knew that Cain had murdered Abel. So basically, God punished Cain and was cursed out of the Garden of Eden, and settled in the land of Nod, is what it says. So, thinking about all this, relating this to life now, and just thinking more about this, that you have a family of 4 parents, and then the 2 brothers have to work in the land to provide for their family. That makes sense. Work on the land and the sheep, the cattle, basically. So, have those 2, and basically God, for whatever reason, liked the sheep better than the field producing. So that happened, and sometimes that's just how life is. Some things go better for certain people than other things, and it's just the way it is. So basically, when Cain was jealous of Abel and he killed him, he got punished, and that's what happens now too. You get punished for murder or other smaller things that could have happened too, just for not listening or whatever. You can get punished by your parents, but not, of course, not as bad as this. But because it was murder, he got very badly punished. So Cain was like, well then, I'm just gonna have someone kill me so I don't have to live this terrible life, right? And so God said, no one's going to kill you. So he put a mark on Cain so no one could kill him. So he had to live out his life knowing what he had done, and had to live with those consequences of what he did do and all that. So now it's a family of 3. Well, actually 2, because Cain got pushed out by God. So it's just back to the parents now. So that's interesting to think about, that Adam and Eve made a mistake and they got exiled. Eve made the mistake, and so basically Cain and Abel were gone from the earth, and it was just left to the parents. So the parents made that mistake, and then Cain made another mistake and also got exiled, which that mistake killed Abel. Him killing Abel. So Abel's gone, and Cain's now exiled, and the parents are also exiled. So this is just a line of bad things happening, and that's just thinking, when is this gonna stop? What is going on? Why are they not listening? Those kind of things. So let me know what you guys thought of this story, and we will talk tomorrow and finish out chapter 4 with beginnings of civilization. So thank you. Have a great day, guys.